Eminence. Ne pense plus à lui. Tu te fais du mal, s'il te plaît, n'y pense plus.
8,
Il a souillé
7,
ton
we have a
âme
go
quand tu
for
t'es
main engine start.
battu. Ton
4,
cœur est plus
3,
précieux que de
2,
l'or.
1, and lift off.
Plus à lui. Pour un homme, tu ne veux plus voir le jour. Des milliers d'entre eux rêvent de te faire l'amour. Ton corps est aussi beau que l'or, que l'aurore. Encore tu pleures pour une histoire de love. Ils vont encore dire que t'as et qu'ils ne parlent que d'amour, ou d'amour. Mais c'est toi qui demandes à être consolé. Moi je suis ton ami et les amis font ça toujours. Donc on va parler. Tu t'es plié en quatre pour un salaud. Et pour vous tu t'es donné sans compter. Lui il a planté le couteau et il a regardé ton sang couler. Et depuis tu ne sors plus. J'ai demandé, on m'a dit tu ne manges.
What is up, SFL Nation? And welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker, my fourth and goal interview featuring some fantastic people that you see on the screen before you. I think I will have two more joining me for this podcast. Bo Martin Jr. as well as Damon Simeons. Thank you so much.
It's your show, but I'm reminding you. Go ahead.
You want to be a stagehand? Okay, so I want to welcome all of y'all to the show. And who I have here before me, I want you guys to go around the room, of course, say your name, what team you represent, how long you've been in the league. And I want you to, let me see, I want to do something different this time. I want you to tell me your favorite color and why. I'm going to start with you first. Senor Eddie.
Senor
I
Eddie.
think TRoy got a couple of years on me, but it's all good. Telling me senor. At least I think he do. I don't know.
I think he might be the oldest one on this podcast, but we're not gonna say.
I'm the one with the greatest, that's for sure. I'm the greatest one.
See, this comes from stress-free life. 6 hours of sleep until I started coaching, then it went down to like 2 or 3. No, I'm sorry. What's the questions again? Eddie Gauge. Yeah, there you go. Eddie Gauge. Owner, coach, player, Hall of Fame strong safety, podcaster sometimes, 2 podcasts. And my favorite color depends on what the item is, I guess. If you're talking about my car, black. If you're talking about clothes, I'm all over the map, depending on what it is. I don't know. I don't have such thing as a favorite color. I'm whatever I feel like waking up mood in that day. There you go.
You see how you just can't get one straight answer? You just.
He's a man of a lot of titles.
I'm an extrovert.
He also forgot that you're a part of the podcast team.
That too. I like to speak my mind, and I like to give detailed answers.
All right, TRoy.
Okay, let's keep on going. But my TRoy Gaines on the corner, fullback, just selected to be the Hall of Fame. Also part of the broadcast team.
Undeservedly.
Hey, we're brothers now. You got accept it. Sorry. Been in part of Baltimore Vultures since season 11, and that's how long I've been in this league. It will be 11 seasons starting next year. And my favorite color, folks, I'm just letting you know, I wasn't expecting my camera to work, so that's why I'm not wearing my Vultures colors, but my favorite color is red.
Okay. Gotcha. I think I remember that too.
You're supposed to remember that. How long we've been working together?
don't know what's up with all these snazzy
when we started working together years ago. I had less.
She forgot because you tend to take a lot of time off. When you think you're jinxing your team, you take a lot of time off. So she kind of forgot. That's why.
I don't think that jinxed my team. That may have helped out.
Exactly.
Ramos.
First of all, I should have gone first because according to Eddie, I'm like 60 years older thanks to the cigarettes. But I digress, as he says. This is Joey, aka Ramos, co-owner, coach of the Mexico City Aztecs, and my favorite color is orange.
Hey, Jay.
Christian Aleixo, or KJ. I am the principal owner of the Canton Classics. I joined in SFLm Season 5. Got this team in Season 19, and still going strong here. And my favorite color is green.
Okay. What shade?
Like a forest green, a hunter, a deeper green. I'm from Washington State, also known as the Evergreen State. So grew up around a lot of nature and such, and just been a big fan of green.
Okay, gotcha. Pauly.
Going on, Ash?
Chilling, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I am Pauly Truth, Pulsar broadcaster, co-owner of the Seattle Nemesis, tight end, graphic designer, stadium builder, jersey maker. As far as when I joined, this will be my 5th season. So I haven't been here as long as the other experienced vets in here, but I'm excited for next season and ready to go and get Seattle on the map. And my favorite color is, in no regards to Seattle, but it is purple.
Okay. So we got the whole bag of Skittles right here. I love it.
Try out Skittles gummies, by the way. They're good.
The Skittles gummies?
Have you tried it yet?
No.
They're good. They're addictive.
This sounds good.
That sounds disgusting.
They are good.
Way better than the original Skittles.
There are no black Skittles. That's why you say that. But your favorite color is black.
It depends.
Ooh, well,
I like my lingerie light colors. Not mine.
I wasn't even thinking. I knew what you meant, but you didn't. Yeah,
not mine.
Say that, Eddie. I knew what you meant, Eddie.
Oh man.
Had to clear that up.
Nay, it's cool, man. No,
I mean,
no judgment. We're in the trust.
no judgment at all.
No
You know,
judgment.
whatever you want to do, you know?
Chef, don't judge.
Lord, y'all stupid. Okay. All right. So, Joey, Mexico City Aztecs, it's been around for a very, very long time. You have been in this league for a very, very long time. Tell me, how did you think the ending of the era went for your team, especially with everything that happened with Mexico City?
Now I do go first. Now that it's a bad question.
Actually, he should be going first because he's the pioneer of this change.
Yeah, true.
Now, hey, it was disappointing. Not even making the playoffs, of course, breaking the streak. I think we had a solid season overall, where it comes down to the regular season, of course, after, having a new quarterback, new starting tight end, new piece around, most of the team, some players came back and everything, the mainstays like Phoenix and Ray and everybody, but, having those new faces, they played great. And I will say probably for a lot of people, they exceeded expectations. But again, finishing 7-5, not making the playoffs, of course, it's unfortunate and just a little bit disappointing. But, hopeful also with that momentum that we had a winning season, at least, that season 21 and beyond can be better.
Okay. I'm used to you guys being in the playoffs, definitely one of those top caliber teams. And it was definitely different. I'm used to Jacksonville. I'm used to Florida, being some of the top contenders in there. And it was different having you not there. But Good job overall, though.
Thanks.
You're welcome. TRoy.
How it went? You remember that foreshadowing that KJ was talking about earlier? That foreshadowing he gave? Horrible. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if it's so horrible, then you can give up the rings then. How about
my hand looks great with them 5 rings, actually. So how the season went? It actually went well. Went well. That's all I have to say. It went well. Had to worry about you guys up here kicking my butt at one point. Eddie keeps taking me to the shower room in years past. Jory knocking me out of the playoffs in season 11. Pauly's new here, so I don't have to worry about him yet. I haven't faced KJ yet, but that's this season. I'm sure they're going to be ready to kick my ass too. So, but how season 20 ended very well. It's very I think this season, playoff wise, was very satisfying because we had to go against 3 teams that were very hot. London was hot, Atlanta was hot, you guys were hot too, and to beat Atlanta and you guys at your place, I think is more of a statement ending for us in the All-Pro football era, and we are hopefully looking forward to trying to get that 6th ring next season.
this? The Baltimore Vultures are also considered another one of the cornerstone teams of the league. Someone that is always inside that is always a part of the championship or the playoff contention. So it's interesting to hear the different dynamics that both of you have being here so long. Your organizations being here so long. 2 different paths. 2 different endings, but it's interesting. Eddie. Now Eddie OKC has been around since season 1 too, right? Well, they were, right? Were they one of the originals? Okay. So Eddie is also another old head that
It's my teammate, y'all.
Well,
teammate and co-owner too.
Looking for another quarterback.
Good luck. But what was your thoughts, on the season, having one of those cornerstone teams as well, turning it into the Arizona Scorpions? And OKC wasn't known, they didn't have too many good seasons. I'm just going to be real about it. From season 1 all the way up to 20. Didn't have too many good seasons, but you came and changed that. So ending that era, what do you think about it? How everything went?
If I'm being honest, it sucked. I mean, to get the team in season 14 and finish with 4 wins and started coaching both sides of the ball in season 15 and to be a part of, improvement season after season. And to finally start putting things together and lose to Denver the way we did with DJ fumbling and a kickoff return for a touchdown all in the last 5 minutes of the game was horrible. Because I feel that if we win that game, we were going to the championship regardless of who was in front of us. But to lose the way we did in that game was heartbreaking. And then put it all together and get to the championship and go to Baltimore's house and lose on the road the way we did in overtime was heartbreaking. And to come out with that mindset of hashtag unfinished business and get all the way back there and in the process defeat 2 teams that beat Baltimore in the regular season, I thought was statement wins for us. And then to get in the championship game and to see the changes that Baltimore made in regards of their offensive game plan took me by surprise. I did not expect them to make the changes that they made, and I felt pretty good going in, and to see them make those changes on offense kind of threw me for a loop. And we didn't seem to have an answer for it, but F-Wing Jokers killed us that screen of Murray. I think he had like 100 yards receiving in that game, which is crazy because we did a great job of stopping it the week before against Fort Worth. And we pretty much had a lot of those same defensive plays, and they just did not seem to get called for whatever darn reason. Whenever they dialed it up and to lose the way we did was, it was heartbreaking. But, you know, I have to remind myself that, I mean, at the end of the day, who can say that there aren't many teams or coaches that can say they had the level of success that Arizona has had in a short amount of time I've been here. There's coaches who haven't gotten as far as we've gotten. And so I have to take, you know, I try to take some kind of pride in that to keep something to, you know, keep me motivated to keep going. And I don't know, I find it funny. And it was kind of lamented just last night on the pregame show, or the, what do you call it, the schedule reveal show, when I heard Mike St. Green come out and say a lot of the same things I've heard, not myself personally, but I've heard people who are in side service tell me, Eddie, you know, last season was your season to win it if you're going to win it, because now we're going to this new game. And obviously you're not motivated like you were in 2K8 to compete and go out there and win games. And then to hear Mike St. Green kind of say that, the same thing yesterday kind of took me by surprise. I didn't hear that. I didn't expect to hear that coming from him. And so I'm just starting to wonder if he's hearing the same thing other people are hearing. I'm trying to figure out when the hell is that coming from? Like somehow I lost my motivation to compete. You know, it's one thing if I'm competing for myself, but I'm competing for 23 other people in my locker room to win games. And where that notion comes from that suddenly I'm going to lose my edge because, and that's another thing I've been hearing, people out there saying, you know, Eddie didn't spend time in season 20 preparing for season 21. First of all, I don't know how teams can go out there and compete for season 20 and season 21, two totally different games.
Amen.
And I heard I don't remember if it was Lewis or if it was Hacker from Fort Worth who said the same thing. They didn't focus on season 21 at all. You know, their focus was season 20 because they felt they can do some things. And sure enough, they were in the Final Four. But yet I'm being criticized for not focusing on season 21. Bro, we were this close. Beat Baltimore in overtime in their house in season 19. And now I'm supposed to take my focus and deliver half of that or whatever percentage of that towards season 21. No, I'm focusing on season 20. I'll focus on season 21 once season 20 has concluded. And here I am, the season is over with. My stadium is about 95, our stadium actually is about 95% done. We got our free agents verbally committed. We know who we targeting in the draft, what position we targeting in the draft. And people are telling me I'm not focused. Man, y'all stay tuned. I'm not guaranteeing, you know, X amount of wins or we're going to get back to the playoffs or back to the championship, anything like that. But when I hear stuff like that, it just baffles my mind. And then I hear people who I thought were close to me echo those thoughts. It's just crazy. But I'm kind of going off in the left field with that. But I don't know. The season 20 it was great to get back. It's just a shame that I couldn't deliver and give my teammates that win, especially guys like Hunter and all my day ones who were with us when we sucked and could have went on to other teams. They stuck by my side because they believed in me and what I could do. And to get so close twice and fail to reach that ultimate goal was heartbreaking. But you know, I gotta close that chapter and focus on the next one, which is to try and compete and see what we can do in season 21 beyond.
I'm gonna say this before I move on to newer members of, you know, the league. As far as organization wise, I believe that was said to light a fire under you, especially when people care about you that much. You know,
not about sometimes it is,
And sometimes it is what you do with that information. How you
if you knew who some of those people were, you would be hesitant to say that, but it's cool. I get you what you're saying though.
Well, for the sake of me not knowing who it is, this is my answer. So sometimes when you have people that are naysayers or that are trying to, say things about you that you know are unflattering, or you know that ain't true, then you just answer on the field. You answer where it counts, so that you automatically making them a liar. And we see what you do. We know what you do. So there's nothing, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. People pundits are going to talk. That's what they do. But it's for you to answer on the field and how you and within the organization. So you're good, man. You're good. We appreciate all the work you did. That's why I put together that highlight video. A showcase of the good stuff that we actually did, because it was a fantastic season. I know you're looking at it from a coaching standpoint and all of that, but my eyes, it was a great season. So
my defense sucked this year. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, because
your defense was good. Come on now. I know it's not the result that you wanted, but your defense is always good.
It is. He knows it. Right back at it like a bad habit. All right, Christian. So you are one of you and Pauly actually are some of the newer members of the league. Your teams have only been here what one season, 2 seasons?
Two
seasons. So you guys came in guns blazing, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and now that you're 2 seasons in, what are your thoughts about how we ended the era of season 20 and how your teams ended their eras? And I'll start with you first, KJ, because you may have time restrictions.
Sure. Thank you. I want to win, right? So when the team isn't doing that, it's going to be disappointment. It's going to be, challenging. And we definitely did have our challenges in season 20. I think that we all saw the output. I've heard all of the criticisms. I've heard everything, I guess, that one could hear about a team who had the kind of season that we did. It doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go unheard. And we're always evaluating, right? We try some things. They may not work. You go back, you adjust, and you come back and you try it again. So that's something that we are still working through and looking to do, and still facing these challenges. I felt like we kind of flip-flopped the difference from season 19 to 20. Season 19, our offense was way more effective. It was our defense that was tailing behind just a little bit. And then season 20 came around and it completely was the opposite, right? Our defense was the stalwart part of the team, and the offense kind of struggled a bit. But regardless, the positives I can take away from that is that I like how the team worked together, right? One was kind of on a decline, the other was on the right, and they each, in different seasons respectively, picked up for what the other one was lacking. I appreciate that. I think that is a sign of positive chemistry. And so we're going to take a little bit of that onto the future season. But what I can say, though, because it wasn't all bad either, right? Some of the positive things that we did this season were we finally led the North Division. That had never happened before, and it was brief and it was for that short period of time, but it was still an achievement that we hadn't had. So it was nice to finally get that, right? For a time there, we were above 500. That was new for us as well. We beat London, I saw the who you got. I saw that nobody picked us, and we went out there and we got the job done there. So there were a few highlight moments for me just throughout season 20 where we had done some things that we hadn't done before. We just need to figure out how to corral all of that and take it further and extend it throughout an entire season. Off the field stuff, we're still killing it with that. No disrespect to any other team in the league, but hands down, when it comes to off the field stuff, there is no team better than the Canton Classics. And we continue to do that, right? We were able to entice an actual NFL Hall of Famer to become a co-owner of this team. So these were all positive things in season 20. We kept the chaplain program rolling. Darren Gray has been fantastic mentoring our guys and just being an an absolute leader with that stuff. We just got to figure it out on the field now so that the on the field product matches the off the field product. So
good stuff. Good stuff. Pauly?
So as far as our season 20 went, I was actually pretty happy with how our season 20 went. To debut our team at season 19, to play through a full season and win one game, it was tough, man. But the core of players and family that we've built in Seattle, I don't know if people have forgotten or not, but we didn't do it. We didn't make a single draft selection in last season's draft. So our retention is high. Our team is excited to build something great here. And to have 400% increased wins from season 19 to season 20 is a huge success for us as a team to kind of build something and have we obviously have goals in mind and where we want to be. And heading into this new era as a collective, I know just as much as myself, the other members of the front office, the returning players, the people that we've been in talks to, everyone is excited for the future. And like I said, just building a solid base point. And as far as season 19, the only thing worse we could have done was gone winless. So to already get those seasons out of the way and just aim towards building the future here in Seattle is kind of where everyone's head's at. And moving forward, I expect a lot more Seattle wins.
Okay, good stuff from all of you. And it's amazing when you take the time out and listen to the different paths that everyone is taking to get where they are now. You learn a lot about the personalities. You learn a lot about what their expectations are, and everybody is building their own teams. They're building their own legacies, cultivating their own memories and all of that. So it's interesting. And nothing's wrong, nobody's answer was wrong. So, what are some surprising things that are happening this off season, in your opinion, that kind of maybe surprised you? Is it something, maybe somebody testing free agency that you didn't expect, or maybe it's our sponsorships that we newly acquired with Retroid and Football Shift? So I want to start with KJ first.
Was anything surprising to me?
Yeah, is anything that's happening this off season kind of surprising to you?
No, not really. I think when it comes to the free agent pool, there's always going to be, just certain guys that you expected to be lifers at whatever team they were coming from. And then all of a sudden they pop up and we all kind of go, whoa, what's that about? I guess in that same vein, what was kind of surprising was just some of the people that I heard who were leaving the league altogether because of the game change. I wasn't expecting that. For a long time, I thought that the community, wasn't really here so much for the graphics and the way that the game looked. I thought, we were more here for the community and our teammates and the camaraderie and the fellowship is what I thought. So a couple of the names that I heard were retiring and all this other stuff. I think that was probably the biggest surprise. But with all of the sponsorships, that's not a surprise for me because that's what I expect Cam to be doing. He and I have had several conversations just throughout my time here about some of his goals, where he wants this league to be. And I think we all recognize he's not going to get there unless he's actually doing the work. So when he pops up with a new sponsorship, it's not a surprise. I'm proud of him and congratulations to him. But that is what I expect of him. That is what someone in his position should be doing. So good for him for doing that stuff and just making the league overall a more attractive place to possibly bring other sponsors in, right? We all know that money attracts other money. Someone else sees someone spending money over here and there's value to it now. All these companies, the Football Shift and the Retroid and Zoner and all these other brands that are kind of piling on, they make us look more attractive to other potential sponsors. So is it a surprise? No, but I certainly am thankful for it. makes my job a little easier when trying to sell sponsorships for my own team.
Pauly.
So as far as everything that's going on, everything is exciting to me. So I'm kind of just jumping right into everything and just spending a lot of time in the new game, figuring it out, messing with the salary cap, trying to get everyone's builds up to par and make us the best team we possibly can be. As far as like the sponsorships and everything, the Retroid is awesome to be able to play the handheld SFL mod wherever you want on the go. It's awesome for the league, for growth for the league, because people that get a Retroid and dive into the game, they're going to want to end up moving up into coaching. So it's just going to increase the coaching pool. And to be able to just load into a game and play as yourself in first person, I think that's one of the coolest things about it. And just the football shift, I want to touch base on that. The new website is awesome. I feel like to have like a writing team, more active writing team, be able to post articles right up there, and it's just going to get more traffic with the new portal and see the stats and see the schedule. Just everything around the SFL right now is just exciting to me, and I'm ready to get started and kick off next season already.
Okay. Grandpa Joey.
So to me, it's actually a very positive one. It's how good and how professional the stadiums are looking for every team. It's surprising me because I'm gonna keep it real. I thought I was gonna see a lot of mess up jobs. I thought I was gonna see like a lot of just like weird ass like stuff, but everything looks very professional. Everything looks very good. Uniforms, some I can take or leave. But for the stadiums, for how good everything looks, people putting their retired numbers in it, people putting, different skylines in it, people putting like different stuff, every design, it looks very good. I haven't seen a single stadium that I look at and it's like, that's very unprofessional. That's awful. To me, that's important because to me, looks are important. When you approach something like television, when you approach something like sponsors, you don't want to look all patched up and messed up. You want to look professional. You want to look tidy, and you want to look like you mean business. And I think people are doing a great job on keeping it professional, instead of just putting just whatever thing on the field or just whatever thing on the overall stadium just to crack up a joke, right? And when it's a joke or something like tongue in cheek is done with good taste, I think. But overall, I think it's been sensational. So. Look-wise, I think this next era of SFL football is going to look awesome.
TRoy.
Now, in terms of what's happening in off season, really, I've been here since season 11. I've seen something like this ever since then, so I'm not really surprised of the people who are leaving to for another team, or people who are leaving the league altogether. I mean, that has happened before. I know there's players that left the league because the power back got nerfed severely. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them, but I know of others who did leave because they didn't like the changes that was made to the running back during like halfway of my time at this moment. But in terms of that, that's normal. There's always people going in. Coming into the league, and there's people going out. It's just a normal thing. That's just life. I am very happy though that we're going to soon be playing the SFL on the go with the Retro. I don't have a modded Xbox or a modded PS3 that's supposed to allow us to play the old game and the new one that we're going to start playing in season 21. So to be able to have that with you on the go at all times, if I ever get a slow moment at work, which is very rare in the hotel industry, but if I ever get a slow moment, I can start practicing then, or I can just be able to play as you. Think about that. Be able to play as you. Ashley Jackson, you can pop in the game. You can play as you, as the Arizona Scorpions, going against the Baltimore Vultures and whoop our butts in the video game. You can actually do that now. I think that is pretty cool. That's very, very cool. I remember asking Cam about that a lot. I said, hey, man, I think that's the next step for us to get our own video game. Here's the closest thing to that. I'm pretty darn sure that we will get a actual SFL video game for the simple fact that we are the best esports football league, period. We are the best one. The SFL is. I love all the other ones. I watch all the other ones, but the SFL is the best one. I'm pretty positive. I'm just putting my name out there. Won't be surprised if we're going to hear an announcement. Here's the official SFL video game. Not just a mod, but the official SFL video game. Because that's how, like KJ said, Cam's always working behind the scenes. He's looking to help get this league, take this league to a level that nobody's ever seen before. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the line we would have to worry about the new game as our game we're going to be playing instead of the 4K23. I love the 4K23, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get a actual SFL video game and that's the one we use for that point on. But we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I do know that was one of the main goals that he was trying to accomplish in the grand scheme of things. So this is definitely on the right path of doing so, So, but Eddie, what are your thoughts? You're muted.
My bad. I think everyone brought up a lot of great points about what the league has the direction the league is going in. It's no secret I'm not a fan of it, but I have to either accept it or get out the way. Because of my status with the league, as you know, Ashley, I've decided to give it a season and see if my mind changes. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take an approach of, all right, I've given it one season, I'm gonna give it one more. It's either gonna work out this season, I stick around, or I'm gonna, hand the team over to you and move on. So we'll see how it works out. I've heard people say that, or actually KJ just mentioned it, that he was surprised by because he thought that people were sticking around because of the community and not the game. I think it's a bit of both. I'm not alone in my thinking, but others choose to remain silent because as I'm beginning to learn or accept, it doesn't matter what I think. The league is going to do what they feel is in the best interest of the league. So come season's end or close to it, I will, of course, let my team know first of my intentions of whether I'm going to stay or whether I'm going to go. And I'll let Cam know soon after that, or probably immediately after that. And we'll, see what happens. As far as the product itself goes, it's, in terms of the additional endorsement opportunities and sponsorships and things like that, there's no comparison to 2K8 because of the things you can do with it. All of that stuff is fantastic. I'm not a fan of the graphics of 2K. What is it? ESPN 2K? I don't know what that is, but it's ESPN.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a fan of ESPN 2K4. I'm a fan of 2K8. I'm on record of saying it many times before we even made this change that I feel that 2K8 is the best football game out there. I don't think second place is even close. But, like I said before, I either have to accept it or walk away from it. And I'm going to spend this season doing just that. And I would hate to, if I was not an owner, I would definitely be amongst those who left. There's no doubt in my mind. Recently, I'm not going to say what I did, but recently I did something I thought I would never do. I'm not going to mention that because this is, on Cam's, league or whatever, but I did some things recently I thought I would never do as a member of this league. So I don't know. Just got to see where the chips fall. And I would hate to walk away from my teammates, you and everybody else in the front office, because I feel like I'm letting them down by walking away. But at the same time, I also have to enjoy what I'm doing. And maybe some point in this season, I'll figure that out and I'll be at the point where I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. This isn't too bad. And I can live with the fact that I don't like the graphics as much as 2K8. Of course, yes, you can control more things. They say timeouts and all that stuff is improved. Trying to take, matter of fact, I was just on the phone with Cam today and he was talking about he wants to take away some of the control from teams, the way they manipulate the playbook. And I understand that. And I've only run maybe 20 sims so far with generic playbooks. But one thing I've already noticed is ways that playbook can be manipulated in certain ways. Maybe it's not as much as 2K. I don't know because I haven't dabbled that much into it yet. But just from what I've seen, there are things that teams can do to take some of that control that Cam is trying to, I won't say take from us, but he's the things he's trying to change. So I don't know. We have to see how it plays out. I'm not here to talk down. I love the league. I love everything about the league. I just don't like the game that we're moving to because of the way the players move and stuff like that. And a couple other things that can be corrected with, if people vote on it or he decides to change some things, that's something we can be corrected. But the graphics and player movement and stuff, I'm not a fan of at all. But we'll just see what happens. Hopefully somewhere around week 10 or 12, I can make up my mind about what I'm going to do. So we'll see.
Hey, Eddie, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to miss my player shaking his butt every time he runs the football. The way the 2K8 running backs look when they run the football, looks like they're always shaking their butt each time they take a step. I'm like, are you kidding?
I mean, that was eye-candy for the ladies. What are you
I see what you're saying, but overall, the graphics on 2K8 are
they're great.
There's no comparison.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm just saying I won't miss the butt shake every time I run. Look, I'm trying to waddle away. Waddle.
So, and that's interesting because everybody, again, has their own thoughts. And some people are very excited. Some people they don't know. Some people are willing to give it a shot. And I mean, everybody has their reasons. And everybody wants to be respected for the decisions that they make. Maybe not made to feel bad about it. Maybe made.
And that's just it. I do feel bad. I remember, Ashley, you were there when we had that video call, and I was telling the team I was probably gone. And man, it's like once I said that, you could cut the electricity with a knife, and the look of depression on everybody's face, and all of a sudden it went from excited in there to quiet and like, oh man, Gage leaving us, man, what we gonna do? It was sad, and that's what kind of got me to rethink and say, well, I'll just give it a season and see what happens, because man, you saw how it looked up in there. It was depressing. I'm like, damn, man. I just felt, a responsibility to just give it a season and just see what happens, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why. where I was going with that too was that just like you gave your reasons for wanting to continue to stay and having your apprehensions and being like, well, I just wanted to do this because I enjoyed this, because I enjoyed 2K8, because you did. Okay. But you also got to look at the other coin, the other side of that. Cam wants to be able to be more active with his community. He was on my show explaining to me that he has dropped the ball on being so active with his community and actually being available for people in a timely fashion to be able to answer questions, to be able to get back.
I get why he's changing it.
Okay. But listen,
he wants more time to himself. I get all of that.
Talk for like 5 minutes. Hold on 1 second.
Go right ahead.
My thing is nobody is going to, or nobody should make you feel bad or make you feel like you are doing the wrong thing when it comes to you and how you want to experience what we have here. Things are changing because the leader of this entire thing is not happy. He wasn't having the quality of life that he felt like he deserved. And sometimes you got to make those uncomfortable moves.
Then don't lie to me when I tell you, Cam, you need to get some help. You say, Eddie, I'm fine. It's not that bad.
I told you the same thing, Eddie. I told you that you need to get some help before you even made me a co-owner. So don't do that.
It's the truth. I've told him, Cam, get help.
I've told
Eddie,
you.
I'm fine. I don't need help.
You're not getting it. You're not understanding.
I am getting it. But this is a monumental change. We're talking about changing platforms, changing the engine that this whole league operates around. That's monumental.
Yes, it is. But haven't you been through this change before?
Me?
Haven't this league been through 3 different games before this?
Yes, but as long as I've been here, it's been 2K8.
Okay, well, I'm trying to just tell you that no one should make you feel uncomfortable about what the decisions that you make.
Oh, I get that.
But then you also have to understand how your decisions affect others, especially when people anybody, especially when they come to be with your particular team because of your style of coaching, because of who you are as a person. And then all of a sudden you say, hey, I'm walking away from this because I'm not going to even give it a chance yet. I'm not going to even be like, okay, well, let me just slap. You didn't even say that. Hey, I'm just leaving. Like that wasn't the right thing to do. But we're not here to air out Arizona's stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to just let you know, again, it's cool. Whatever you decide, everybody is here to have their own experience, to have their own, like KJ, he's more of the business-minded individual. He loves to have fun, but he's more of the business mogul. Pauly is excited about every single thing that's happening. It doesn't matter. In business, the fact that he's actually doing something else, you know, I'm sure Joey, he's been here, you know, forever. So his institutional knowledge is absolutely amazing. And then TRoy just going through the ranks.
He been slipping lately.
TRoy been going through the ranks.
He keep calling key zone against teams that throw the ball over his head.
Community ambassador, as someone that's doing a lot of positive things in the community. So everybody's here experiencing their own thing. You're a Hall of Famer. As of right now, you're the only person on this, but you know, me and TRoy gonna get it later. But you're the only person that's had a full experience of this league. So enjoy it, man, and just try it. That's all I've ever wanted you to do.
I'm trying it.
That's it. Sorry guys about that. Just had to have a little moment. But all of you have got your hands on the game or getting your hands on the game. What do you foresee will be one of the obstacles that you will have to overcome with this game? Is it the playbooks? Is it the having to input so much? Is it having to try to... Some people thought that the scouting and the coaching would not be a factor in this game, which I don't agree. But what do you think would be something that I think maybe I'll just skip Eddie altogether. That you'll find an obstacle. TRoy.
He don't coach. He don't know.
He's getting a retroid. So what does he think is going to be one of the things that while he's running his sims, while he's playing the game and trying to understand, what does he think that he's going to have some issues with?
Go ahead, TRoy.
If anything, for me, being to help out, I have to learn and be on the same thought process on the same page as Dr. T-Pat and TJ, because those two are the coaches of the Vultures. They are Hall of Famers for a reason. So I gotta make sure that I'm on the same page, same wavelength as them, and because this will be my first time even helping out with Sims or helping out with scouting, whatever they need me to do. That's the reason why I got the Retroid on when it was first announced. I immediately got it during that show when it was announced, day one, because my intentions is to be able to help out in some way, if possible. Heck, TJ and T-Pat most likely don't need my dang on help. You know who they are. they're that good. But if there anything I can do to help out in any way, I have to make sure I'm on the same wavelength and be able to run Sims in the manner that they run it. So that, okay, cool. I know what you're thinking. Here's a solution to whatever issue we might be having at the times, like stopping DJ Moses from being a badass. This is how we can do it. Or here's my opinion on how we can do it after running these Sims. I'm just throwing a name out there because I know DJ is a badass. So, for me,
league MVP is what he is.
League MVP, yes.
He better
league rusher too. He should be a league MVP. But just be on the same wavelength as TJ and T-Pat will be my biggest hurdle.
Okay. I can totally understand that. KJ, you planning on getting the game, running a few Sims?
No, I know my role here on this team. I know what I'm good at, and I trust the coaching aspect of it to those people who are definitely smarter than me in that aspect, right? Your twin screws and your porters and just our coaches. That's who takes care of all of that stuff. But without having the game, and speaking as just someone who obviously watches our games, I do watch a ton of Sims just as the weeks go on, and as we're starting to kind of roll out what our game plan is for the next week, and I'm taking a look at that stuff. Moving into this new game, it looks like the scouting component is going to be a huge challenge, especially if what I'm hearing is correct in that you can show up with a completely different playbook every week if you like. That's going to essentially make whatever you scouted kind of obsolete, right? The fact that there are no limits as to what we can change from week to week. But there's a positive on that side too. I think that the human brain is a pattern-based computer. If you were to map your week out, you'll find you do the exact same things all the time over and over and over again because we are pattern-based, right? Just the species of humans. So I think that is going to translate over into the game. You're going to find teams finding what works for them, finding what they like, and they will still continue to do that. But on the off chance that some team is like, you know what? I want to throw a completely different playbook together every single week. I think that's going to be pretty tough to scout for, honestly, with that stuff. And then, of course, too, you got the challenges of fixing a bad build, right? For the teams who haven't done a ton of testing throughout this offseason and figuring out where those tipping points are, right? If 74 break tackle still allows my guy, my running back to get free. But if I go to 73 or below, he's completely ineffective. But we find that between 74 and 85, there really is no difference. Teams who haven't been doing that testing and kind of figuring out where those tipping points are and where to allocate those points, we do have pretty big responsibility as the owners of these teams, as the GMs of these teams, because we could potentially be really messing up somebody's build for the future. And because the progression system now moves so slow, because it's so incremental now, once you build that person, I don't think there's really going to be an effective way to fix that player's build. I think that's going to be a big challenge. If a team happens to get that wrong, good luck, because you're not going to want him anymore because the player's trash. But then no other team is going to want that player either because the player's, not great. So there's a lot in that regard, and that's what I see some of the the obstacles and challenges being.
Okay. Joey.
Yeah, I was talking about this with Eddie early on today or something. So, yeah, I agree with KJ. Is going to be the implementation of the roster to start building a strong foundation. I was telling Eddie, when we moved into the progression system back in season 10, I made a mistake where some of the players' attributes were very low, and it took us a while to get them up to speed. We still had a fine team, but we could have done more. Our championship was in season 9, and then for season 10 we barely went 6-6, barely sneaked into the playoffs, and it was a struggle. So that's going to be a key portion of it. The team build. Make sure you are thorough with that, and you have a strong foundation. And the other one, as far as playbooks is concerned, I don't think the amount of plays is going to be a problem at all, because there's just a lot to choose from. Like, there's a lot to choose from. Like, there are many formations that are not in All-Pro. There may be some in All-Pro that are not in 2K4, but there's a lot of variety. Trick plays work in this game, actually get called and work in this game. I'm not saying they're broken or anything, but they were. You sometimes will. We saw it with Cam and company. We saw tight end like reverse plays, those kind of tight end sweeps, sort of like jet sweep that worked. And again, it's not broken, or it's for good or bad. It's just works sometimes, it doesn't work other times, just like real football. So I don't think the limit is going to be a problem. What I'm getting into is there are not a lot, at least from what I'm seeing, my experience watching this game, there is no such thing as having certain money plays that will get you like cheap touchdowns. There's not going to be a way to like get cheap touchdowns like there was on 2K8. And 2K8 was a great game. 2K8 was phenomenal. I love 2K8. I've been playing 2K8 since 2007. I loved it. But there were ways in which you could get cheap touchdowns, and teams exploited that. 50 XA posts with 2 goal, 140 overall receivers, right? And you would get sometimes intercepted, or it would not work 100% of the time. But if you did it enough, you were like, okay, I did get intercepted once, but I got 3 touchdowns, so the payoff is worth it. So teams kept running it. And it was kind of like a cheap way to get touchdowns. Kudos to them. I mean, they did it. I did it. Like I did it one season. I remember season 7, which was our best regular season yet. We had silver quarterback, 2 gold wide receivers. This was a complete different era. But like many teams just had bronze corners and a bronze safety. So we just absolutely just gashed everybody with Matt Wilson and company until we couldn't do it in the playoffs. But we won 10 games. So my point is, like, people will have to be more patient because they will not have the running back break 7 tackles and go for a touchdown. So I like those changes, and I'm interested to see how coaches approach that situation.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Pauly?
So I think in regards to Seattle, what we need to work on and what our biggest task will be is going to be the week-to-week game strategy changes, scouting, things like that. The team that we have in place, we've have a lot of hours into the game, and as far as where we're at, I'm running a sim right now, and it's just where we're at right now, where the playbook we've came up with, we feel solid with. So our biggest task is going to be, all right, we go out with this playbook in week 1 and say we win. All right, great. Let's try it until someone can change it up, or say we get destroyed in week 1. All right, what changes do we need to make next week? And the type of team that we're playing, what are they good at? How can we beat that? So it's just the game to game, week to week operation, with making sure we're going out there in every game with a solid game plan and putting ourselves in the best position to win a football game.
Eddie? 2 minutes.
So I downloaded the game about a week or so ago, like maybe 4 or 5 days after Baltimore humiliated us in the championship game and sent us home packing without a ring for the second year in a row. Despite TRoy being limited to like 2 yards on 10 carries. But I've ran like maybe 15 sims so far. But they were all with generic playbooks. Because right now I'm just trying to get a feel on how the game works. Because I don't want to take out plays that in 2K8 normally didn't work and find out it works here. So I've just been kind of running generic plays and with generic playbook and just kind of seeing how the game reacts to certain things versus certain defenses and offenses and stuff like that. I don't have a clear definition yet, but I like 2K8, it tends to call certain formations a lot. That other formations, you maybe see it once or twice a game or whatever. But I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out and seeing what works, what doesn't. What was your other question about it? I forgot.
No, I was just, what challenges do you foresee having?
Like some of these guys mentioned, freaking scouting. It's like, bro, I was talking to somebody a few days ago and they got 4 different playbooks already for week 1. And they just gonna go in rotation, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Good luck, and it's like am I scouting plays? Am I scouting tendencies? What am I scouting? It's like in 2K8 I was playing chess. Now I'm playing checkers, just trying to guess on what that what that team is good at based off their roster or what they should be good at. But what are they gonna do? How they gonna attack? I don't know. Nobody knows. It's just, I don't know.
I think that's what your issue is. I think that's why you're kind of perceived negative about it. I mean, I know that there's a part.
It's the truth. Raymond just told
but
you.
I think, yes, it is the truth. Everybody has what they said they're going to have issues with, right? Everybody, or what is perceived, right? And that's cool, but like, I don't know. It's just going to be different. And I think once people actually see it in action, like once the unknown factor is actually answered, I think things will be a little bit better, 4 playbooks though, dang man, that's 230 plus plays per book of different possibilities. But hey, that might be the reason why they win the championship, That might be one of the reasons why, because they're taking so much time out to try, we're gonna do this. All right. Some ain't gonna work. We already know that. So I can toss this, and you're seeing how everything works on the fly, from game to game. Because everybody's gonna have different games from what I think. I mean, Pauly is saying they might just try to do like one book, all this bulk plays, 2 weeks, see how it runs in 2 weeks. It just depends on
one thing I have noticed, the days of DJ having 200 plus yard rushing games, that's out the door.
Yeah.
That's out the door.
Hey, anybody, y'all want to chime in, y'all can, please. If y'all have any thoughts and opinions about it.
We'll just say maybe not yet.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if DJ gets 200-yard games.
No, he'll get them, but they won't be at the consistency that they've been at in seasons past. That's out the window.
Now, Joe,
like Ramos said, the days of 50XA posts, Baltimore completing that to Ivory Irvin over the top of them, Mike Maxime over the top, 4 or 5 times a game. That's over with too.
So, Joey, you were on the exhibition team though. Like you were working with it, like when it first came out, and the concept. So you pretty much you kind of have a somewhat of an idea about that. Do you think that that's true? That because the way I understand it is that everybody he's trying to make it so that every team has its identity. Every player has its identity. You don't have 4 or 5 TRoys going out here. You don't have 2 or 3 Ashley Jacksons. You know, everybody is known for doing certain things.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and it's interesting because, you know, first, you know, I gotta, you know, I'm gonna just say, now that it's been revealed, everything's been revealed. You know, Cam approached me one day and he was like, hey, you know, you remember you talked, because I had told him months before about the 2K5 mod, the Resurrected mod. So I was like, you remember that? And it was like because I suggested him, hey, what about if we talk to those people and we can maybe see if they can mod All Pro 2K8, you know, to have the same thing that we have in like 2K4, 2K5, but with 2K8. And at the end of the day, he was like, no, they cannot do it. It's a different system. PlayStation 3, it's you know, the coding is different, blah blah blah. So the original plan was to move to 2K5. That was the original plan, and it was 2K5 all the way first. We did a few you know, few days. It was thorough. We did some days of testing and trying, and we moved many different things. Yes. We did many different things. We did many different things. The number one problem is that the quarterbacks were trash, like trash. They couldn't see the defense. Like they thought they were playing just no pads, just 11 on nothing practice. They couldn't see the defense. Interceptions everywhere. They couldn't do anything. So it was really bad. And I was at the same time, you know, because I was like, oh yeah, 2K5, you know, 2K5. And then I was like, oh, they did also something for 2K4. Let me see it, right? And then I was looking at
for this move.
Yeah, exactly. That was my next point. If Eddie has to be angry about anybody, it has to be with me. The point being is that I saw 2K4 and I approached O'Neal and Cam and I was like, guys, I think we have to look at this game. And first they scoffed. It was like, no, you know, 2K5, you know, regarded as best football game of all time. No, we have to figure it out. And I was like, okay. Couple more days and Cam gave up. He was like, no, the quarterbacks cannot play for shit. They cannot play. Mm-hmm. Let's try 2K4. And within, I kid you not, 2 hours, I was like, holy crap, we should have made this move like 2 months before.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's how it happened. Now, here's the thing. We were not like, obviously the reason of this move is for time, for Cam to have more time, obviously sponsors, all of that. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. It's not because 2K8 was a bad game or anything. But you know, I think this is a change of pace. And here's the thing. I'm sure that 2K4 will not be the last game that we are gonna move into. Mm-hmm. Right? Like,
it's gonna be here for a minute, I think.
That
maybe
too.
for a minute, but
a lot of minutes.
I don't know about that. Who knows? But I think we have at least a solid, you know, piece of equipment to work with that, you know, we can use for our benefit. And yeah, so that's my opinion on the matter. So yeah, and I love, again, as I said, you know, I love 2K8. I absolutely love my time. I mean, I've been here. This is gonna be my 19th season as a player, as a coach, or as an owner. I love that. But if we are being honest with ourselves, like, let's be blunt with ourselves, it was getting a little bit stale when it comes down to. I'm keeping it real. Like, you know, by stale, I don't mean that it was bad. I mean that. Seeing 50 XA posts and 90 all slants and strong stretch all the time, every game by every team, was getting a little bit stale.
Those same plays are in 2K4, bro.
But here's
like
here's the thing I'm gonna here's my 2 cents on that. You can't stop coaches from finding stuff that works, no matter what game it is. You cannot. Sure. I am looking forward to it. I understand those who don't like it, and I understand those who are for it. I'm for it, legit for it. But you can't stop. That's what video games are. to a T. There's always going to be someone who's playing the game is going to find that's going to help them succeed in a lot more efficient or easier fashion than just not even trying it at all. I'm not saying that those are not trying it, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to find something to exploit.
Hey, TRoy.
It's going to happen. Yes, sir.
There is a forum that's totally dedicated to 2K4, and I know that you know about it.
Yeah, TJ invited me to it like multiple times.
And there are several people, and this thing goes back not just recently, years. And there are several people who are asking questions in that forum about the game and about how to do this and best ways to take advantage of that situation and this situation. And I know you already know the answer to this question. I'm going to ask you anyway. Guess who answered a lot of those questions in there? Go ahead and tell them, everybody else in here who don't know.
It probably has something to do with the two people I'm under.
One of them in particular, T-Pat answered a bunch of those questions.
Well, that's kudos to T-Pat for doing his homework. that's the reward of doing his homework.
This goes back years, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's
I forget the name of the damn website. I used to have it pinned in my old computer, but when it crashed, I lost it.
Here's the thing I'm also going to add on to that is that even in the fighting game community, people trying to learn how to play Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, those who don't put in the extra work are going to get their butts kicked in these tournaments. And, you know, Street Fighter, the newest Street Fighter, has $1 million prize for the first place winner in their tour. $1 million for the newest game that's coming out in less than 5 days. Those who have done the work, putting all that practice time in, putting all the hours, that sacrifice, is going to be the ones who's going to win it.
Totally
those
agree.
who do not, or those who are behind the 8 ball, has a lot of work to do to catch up. That's just the norm. T-Pat is lucky because they go into the game that he knows, like based off of what you're telling me, which I won't be shocked. It'll be the same thing if it was you. If you had that knowledge, I know you'll probably be feeling a lot better about the situation.
No, I want to stick with 2K8. I was getting there. I was figuring stuff out, bro. I'm still. I was getting there, dude. I'm not far behind y'all, man.
I'm not saying that anybody's behind us. I'm just saying.
I know we all behind y'all.
So you think that now that we move to a new game, is that your apprehension that now that we're moving to a new game, now you don't have a chance?
Ashley, you and everybody else need to understand. It's not the fact. And that's another thing I've heard. Oh, you know, Eddie's upset because he started to figure out 2K8. And now he's got to figure out 2K4 all over again. It's going to be behind the 8 ball. That has absolutely zero to do with my frustration about the change. My frustration alone is the graphics. That is it.
How come you mentioned that T-Pat knew a lot more and all this kind of stuff then?
Probably because I spoke up.
Yeah, because he just spoke up about it.
And I'm affiliated with Baltimore. That's probably
no, but you were the one that mentioned the forum though. You were the one that
because
said
I talked
because he just spoke
something
on
similar.
It.
I talked about something similar. He just alluded to
the game changed. Me having to figure stuff out. When I took over coaching in season 15, our offense sucked. You were the lead. You got sacked 36 times my first season coaching. Our offense was trash. You was throwing interceptions left and right. What did I do? I started to figure stuff out. Just like I can figure it out in 2K8, I can figure it out in 2K4. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm going to eventually figure it out if I stick around. That has absolutely zero for you and everybody else who think that, oh, Eddie's upset because he started to figure out 2K8. Now we go to this game. Absolutely zero to do with it. My frustration is the way the players look and move. I'm not a fan of it at all. I think 2K8 is the best game going in that regard. That's the only reason I'm upset about the game change.
Because sometimes, graphics does make, a difference in people's mind.
Yes.
It's like, people are, even though we hate Madden for how the gameplay is, people still go up because it's the only thing around and the graphics are fine. Now, if Madden's graphics was trash and there's still the only NFL game around, do you think people will go and play that game?
Exactly.
With the gameplay already as horrendous as it is.
We have an offensive lineman who is retiring because he doesn't like the way the players look and move. An offensive lineman who is
a person who's not getting
who could care less about stats, about Pro Bowl nominations, none of that. He just wants to be in there and compete, and he takes it personal. Anytime he actually gets sacks, he takes it personal. Guys, my bad, that one was on me. Or someone else gets up a sack, he takes it personal. Dude, we got to get better. We got to lock this down. Or when DJ gets stopped for a loss, or only a gain of 2 yards, we needed 3 on 3rd down. He takes it personal. And he's retiring because he doesn't like the game we're moving to, the way the players look.
But, that has happened throughout even all pro football. Like I talked about before, we had people who left due to changes that was made to builds. Yeah. I just mentioned my own personal thing. We had Zach Sandlin, who I believe left for the fact that the power back got nerfed. I stayed because
the pack from St. Louis, I forget his name.
Was it Diaz? It wasn't Diaz, was it? I know he left probably before that. Denzel Diaz?
Diesel Dawson, him.
Dawson, there you go. Yeah.
He didn't like it.
But, things happen. Yeah. One thing I am very happy about with the 2K4 is that there's more opportunities for my position, fullback, to do something in comparison to all pro football, where everybody has everything down to the T. So the best possible move or play for me was a dive play. That's the only thing to make sure we get positive yardage. I mean, we're in the 2K4 game now, so I'm not worried about exposing that. And I think everybody knew that because this is one of my worst seasons statistically in the SFL. But everybody knew the fullback dive play was, if the fullback's going to do it, it's going to be a dive play or something.
We couldn't stop it still, though. We still got 5, 6, 7 yards out of it.
Hey, I got lucky. You didn't take me to the shadow realm this time. But that's what I'm saying. It's changes, and I'll make one more point, then finally move on. Cam ain't dumb. Not saying nobody said that, but if he realizes something isn't going to work out, he's going to make that change.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's what everybody needs to know. That, but
I think the consensus as a whole, if you ask every member in this community, I'm almost willing to bet that I'd say at least 85% are in favor of the game change. And particularly the newer people who haven't been around as long, and particularly those guys. But I would say at least 85% of the league are in favor of the change. If I leave, Drew, this league isn't going to lose a wink of sleep. Everybody is going to keep moving, and everything's going to be status quo. I can assure you that.
Yeah, probably will. Will we hate to lose you? Absolutely.
No, I don't want to lose you. That's for sure.
Everybody is entitled to have their own experience.
Amen.
And if you're not happy with it, then you can do what you got to do. But just like EJ, or just like our offensive lineman, well, we already announced that he was retiring. So just like he decided that he wanted to leave because of that, we had other people that said they were leaving, but they're going to stay because of how much it meant to their families to see them happy. And when I heard that story,
putting plural on that.
Hold on, because when I heard that story coming from someone that was actually getting ready to bounce, like literally walking out the door, and they sat and watched our championship game with their family, with their son, and with his wife.
Yeah.
And when he announced that, well, this is my last game, guys, they were upset. They were like, well, why, Dad? We like watching this. We like spending this quality time with you. We like relating to you like this because this is what we see. This is your happy place. We like seeing you happy. So if you don't have this, then you're going to lose some of that happiness that you have. And when he told me that, and he didn't like the graphics either. He has the exact same feelings as you. But when he noticed that how much it meant to somebody else, because he loves it. He loves us. He loves being there. But when he notices how much it meant to other people in his family, I mean, that means more. So everybody has their own experience.
He tolerates me. He likes you. He tolerates me.
It doesn't matter. Did you get the gist of what I was saying?
I'm not saying he likes you. He likes you. I'm saying, you know.
Joey, Pauly, TRoy, are y'all looking for another owner? Are y'all looking for somebody?
You about to be the owner of the Scorpions? What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna be the sole owner in a minute.
Y'all see what? Yeah, maybe. Matter of fact, just get out now. How about that?
Don't ignore her. Don't do that. Stay here. He's walking like, nah, stay here.
No, last question for real, because I see Joey about to fall asleep. We getting ready.
He's about to kill Eddie. Put him hill off.
See, Joey wouldn't be sleepy. See, what y'all don't know is Ramos used to be a wide receiver. But then he started smoking and drinking, and now he a right guard.
I don't drink.
He used to play the X. He wasn't a slot receiver. He played the X. Now he a right guard.
But do you think that Ramos would have took all this time learning all the information that he learned if he didn't love this place? Do you think that Christian would have spent all this time?
It's his fault.
Do you think Christian would have spent all this time? Do you think Christian would have spent all this time learning how to work, go really fast in circles? If he didn't love what he did.
Christian don't do nothing. He just delegate people to do the job. Yo,
he's talking about his other profession. Talking about the other profession.
Coach, you coach. DM, you GM. Everybody scout, you scout. I'm gonna be over here in the corner paying owner fees. If y'all got any questions, I'll be over here.
Do you think Pauly gave up when the sound mixers wasn't mixing his sounds right?
Pauly was always a Scorpion. He wouldn't even be on Seattle right now if it wasn't for those. If he was I think he was 1 inch too tall. He would have been our tight end one. But he was 1 inch too tall. He wouldn't be a Seattle owner right now. But the league was tripping. They didn't want to come over here because they didn't want too many talented people over here in Arizona. So they wouldn't let them come over here.
My point was,
he'd be my social media guy right now.
My point is, everybody had to learn, had to grow, had to be uncomfortable, because in order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. That means you're doing the right thing. If you're uncomfortable, that means your growth is something that's going to have a really great foundation for you. So you'll be fine, Coach. Last question. Is there anything special that your team specifically is planning to do, either on the field or off the field this summer? Could it be like maybe, I know KJ, they have a lot of things going on, Fatherhood Festival and over in Canton and stuff like that. Did y'all have any, maybe some new sponsors like Pauly Truth and his jerky?
I didn't care what Canton got going on, man. He got the Fatherhood Festival. He got Mike Singletary over there. That's enough. He got a Hall of Fame co-owner over there. That's enough. He didn't did his part. You know what I'm saying? He can ride off in the sunset because he's done more for the SFL than half these owners have already done. They've been here 30 seasons, so he's good. Next.
Hey KJ, quick question. Did they have the Hall of Fame stadium in the ESPN 2K4?
I'm not sure if they did or not, actually.
Because if they did, that would have been prime real estate for you.
See, I just gave him all this credit, and he doesn't even know if that stadium was an option for his team. I take back.
I didn't even know that stadium was an option for his team.
Well, no. Here's the thing, right? Even if it were an option, though, I don't think that it had enough branded space for us to use anyway. So. So no, that wasn't going to be an option for us anyway.
Okay, I'll give you that credit back then. My bad.
Thanks.
But KJ, something special going on over there besides what Eddie was talking about?
Yes, the Fatherhood Festival is coming back up here in a few weeks. That's always exciting. Always nice to get out and to be amongst football fans, right? In the birthplace of the NFL. I love that this football team is a 3D one. I love that we have activations that we're constantly looking to do in real life, right? And to be able to connect with the actual city. I love I love walking through Walmart, for instance. The last time I was at the Fatherhood Festival, I'm walking through a Walmart. I've got my Canton Classic shirt on, my hat on, and you got people stopping me at Walmart going, "Hey, what team is that?" Because they saw a logo they hadn't recognized, and this was the old logo that Eddie didn't like, but they saw it and they were like, what is that? And I said, well, it's the Canton Classics. And here we go into a whole full-blown conversation about what this is and what we're bringing to the actual city. They've been so receptive to it, and I love that. So we got that going on. We are starting up a mental health program that's going to be implemented with our team here in season 21, much like what Darren Gray did for the NFL when he chartered their NFL chaplaincy program. He wants to bring more mental health things to esports. He thinks that there's a need for it, and I got to say I agree. So we're going to be using our team to do some of that stuff and to be more of a benefit to those guys, right? We're working on some stuff with Sean Alexander as well here for next season. Beyond that, we've got some more altruistic efforts in the city around education. We've got Van Lacey getting connected with the Juvenile Detention Center. A lot of young men in that place who were about to get a second chance, right? They were fortunate that whatever they did to get themselves in that place in the first place happened at an age where they were young enough that they are going to get a second chance, right? And I think Van, for everybody who knows the case with his son and everything and how that ended up, I think he's the perfect person to be able to talk to these people and to help them through getting that second chance. So we've got a lot of off the field activation stuff going on. Some more partnerships, of course, that we're looking to bring. Some national ones that I'm really, really excited about. Some national companies that everybody is going to recognize. You may not know a Gutsy Organic because they're smaller. You may not know Carbon Neutral Ohio. We got some more of that stuff going on too with our carbon neutral efforts, being the only green team in the SFL. We're bringing more to that, but we've also got some more partnerships coming with some national companies that you for sure have heard of them. You visited these places, you shop with them regularly. So we'll be bringing that. And as far as the on-field stuff, obviously we've made the change at offensive coordinator. Mike Twinscrew decided to step away. I saw some conversation going on in the Streets of Talking chat about, did they fire him? We didn't fire Mike. Nobody fired Mike.
Wait a minute, who said that? I didn't say that.
No, not you, not you, Eddie. In the chat, man.
I don't read all that stuff. But No.
In the chat, man. Some people were thinking that we fired him, and we absolutely did not. He decided to step out, and this actually works out for us because Porter was way more interested in running an offense anyway. He only took the DC job because that's what we had available. So we get to move Porter into a spot that he's actually passionate about, and we saw what he did with that defense in season 20. If he can be even half of what he did with that defense on the offensive side next season, I think we'll be in good shape. We've hired a new defensive coordinator as well. We're going to give him a chance to see what he can do. And, certain pieces are not going to be a part of the classics going forward, right? And I know that from the outside, a lot of the perception is, Canton must be a lot worse for it, by not having these departing players. And it's nothing against those people, but it just wasn't a good fit, mutually. So we're excited about bringing in some new people that really do fit the mold of what we're trying to be, what we're trying to do. Well, we can't talk about that.
Trying to get him in trouble.
We can't talk about that right now, man. That would void the contract, sir.
I'm just kidding.
So we're not gonna talk about that. But I'm excited about each and every one of them, just because I know that these are people who really do believe in what the classics can be. Obviously, I believe in what the classics can be, and I'm working very hard to make sure that we get there. And one of these seasons may just be this season coming up right here. That on-field product is going to match the off-the-field product. And once that happens, man, who knows where this thing goes? So That's what I got going on for this offseason.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Gotta be bold to wear the gold.
Yes, that is our slogan. That's right.
All right, Ramos. What is the Mexico City Aztecs going to be doing?
So it's actually Mike who's gonna do most of the legwork. He's coming to Mexico in a month. He's coming in here. We're gonna be kicking it for about a week. He's bringing his wife, Mrs. Dax, as well as Jeffrey. So we're gonna be kicking it around, the cities for about 6 or 7 days. If time and permissions allow, we're gonna do some drone shotting of Mexico City and everything.
Nice.
And very much looking forward to it. That's pretty much off the field. On the field, it's just grinding it out, working on this, and have some fun.
Okay.
Even though Eddie, by the way, Eddie doesn't like anything. I'm convinced. Like, he didn't like the logo of the classics.
The new one is
He's
cool.
not liking what I'm saying.
No, the new one is cool. I didn't like the old one.
You didn't like the old one. Okay, no, that's fair.
Dude,
I didn't like the old one either, man. That's why we changed it, man.
Hey, Joe.
It was supposed to be giving you that 3D effect. That's what that was, Eddie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the hand was a little bit bigger because it was trying to give you the artist was going with like a 3D effect is what he was trying to go for.
Okay.
With the
He doesn't like the Packers. He doesn't like the.
I definitely don't like the Packers.
Well, yeah, that's understandable.
That's a given.
He don't like the vultures.
I definitely don't like y'all either. I have at least one.
He don't like
championship by now
Vegas.
if it wasn't for y'all. No, I got Vegas figured out, but by the time I figured them out, it was too late. We changing games, so.
Undo it. T-Roy.
Off-season stuff, I guess is for me personally is preparing that Hall of Fame speech because I still haven't started yet. Have you started yours? Okay,
No.
It's like I'll be real with you. It's like I'm still that part still is the one that hasn't truly hit me yet. So I'm trying to make sure if I write a speech that I don't cry like a baby when I'm behind the booth in about a couple.
Oh, I already know I'm crying. So y'all just be ready for that. All right.
Congratulations to you both.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks.
and thank you for those who voted us in, and
I didn't
especially
vote
in my hometown. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. That's why you got trucked. I'm just like, hey, he trucked me about 85% of the time. You look at my highlight video. I had to cut each time Eddie's about to tackle me because he took me to the shower room every freaking time.
So it's personal.
It's badass.
Not when it mattered, though, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, sir. But
By the way, I gotta talk to. Sorry, man. Sorry that I'm cutting you off like this. I gotta talk to Cam because for the longest time I've been wanting to look at Ray Bentley's and what Hall of Fame speech, right? And that thing, seriously, people, it's tougher to find than like Bigfoot. Like that thing is a myth. I'm convinced that never happened. It was never released. I've never seen anything of it.
that's right.
They say that he did a speech, and there's nothing of it. Like probably he archived in the deep web or something like that. I mean, who the hell knows, man?
I can answer that question for you.
Who?
So, Frank Gooden, owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he did a lot of the video and
Kings.
Kings?
yeah,
Kings.
Jaguars. My bad, Kings. he recorded everyone's Hall of Fame speech, and I have been asking Cam for the longest. Cam, when are you gonna release it? When are you gonna release it? Eddie, I've been busy. I'm gonna get to it. I promise you. And week after week, month after month, I never got it. So I finally had to call Frank and said, Frank, I've been asking Cam for this for the longest. Can you send me? You don't have to send me the whole thing, but send me my speech. He goes, Eddie, I got to talk to Cam. I don't want to give it to you, and him get upset about it. So let me see. And I don't know if that conversation ever even took place because some time passed and I hadn't heard anything. So I finally called Frank again. Frank, what's up, man? Eddie, he never got back to me. I tell you what, I'm gonna give you your portion. So if you want it, your best bet is to hit up Frank. Hopefully, he still got it recorded somewhere on a file somewhere and can send it to you because I have mine. If you want to see it, it's posted on my YouTube, on Arizona's YouTube page. But good luck because Cam is going to take like 3 years to get back to you to get it.
I swear, man, that's the bottom of the iceberg
but
of the SFL.
Bentley's Hall of Fame speech was epic. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. That's have you seen one of those videos that are the icebergs and they at the top is like things everybody knows and at the very bottom is like the myths, like absolute like it never happened. That's the bottom of the iceberg. Like maybe it didn't happen. Maybe he made it up. Like your speech. Maybe he made it up.
The Mandela effect.
Artificial intelligence or something.
You should see the outfit he had on for that speech.
I know there's had to be pictures still in the either the website archives or on Discord.
Good luck finding it.
Okay, where's Waldo? Where's Bentley? It's crazy. T-Roy, did you ever finish your point? Did you ever finish?
I'm sorry, T-Roy.
No, you're cool. No,
I digress. That's anyway.
But off the field stuff is just to bounce off of what you said about one of your teammates decided to come back because it makes him happy. I know when I mentioned this 2 appearances ago on your show that I was planning on retiring. I told my coworkers and my managers, and they were all shocked as heck. It's like, why are you retiring? You know, it's like you seem to be enjoying it. You're doing well. You've been successful. It's like I know, but you know, I just feel like I wanted to retire. But as the season went along, you know, and I was like, okay, I definitely want to come back. The Flyers didn't leave, thankfully, and I didn't want to I'm not going to hold back now. I'm not going to half-ass anything that I committed to. So that's why I decided to come back. And just like they said, it makes me happy. And shoot, my family's happy for what I've done here. And this is the same family that told me when I was a kid, hey, you need to give up video games by this age because it ain't going to do nothing for you. look where I'm at now. With being fortunate enough to be selected by you guys to enter the Hall of Fame. So they're even very happy for my success recently. So that I've mentioned plenty of times, there was times where just the SFL was the only thing that kept me happy. And it's before the championships. So I'm glad I'm still here. That's the off-season stuff. It's just me getting prepared for.
Back when TJ was also ran every year. Then y'all got T-Pad and just put y'all over the top.
Well, T-Pad's been there since season 11 too.
Yeah.
So
I showed he was winning championships in Minnesota.
Yeah, he was the Maulers. So he has the most rings in this league, doesn't he? 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the most.
That's crazy.
He's about to get ready to get the other hands completely.
Anyway.
No, I'm not. Anyway, but on season, we're just getting ready to, we're just waiting for the opportunity to start the signings and stuff like that. So once that's available, we get ready to take on that and then get ready for July. That's about it. As we are I know that this should be everybody's goal that's on this program. The goal is to win the championship this coming up seasons. That's our goal. We're just waiting for the next step. And I know Pauly said this before. I'm tired of this all season. I'm ready to get started now. So
no, bro. No.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Need a break.
I'm not done. I don't need no break. No more breaks. I'm ready to go.
Pauly, what about you, dear? And I got one more question, gentlemen, and we're done. I promise.
Yeah, as far as just cool things, just like T-Roy said, just getting the new people into the locker room and getting them signed, getting the returning players their contracts signed, and just ready to go in preparation for, like T-Roy said, in July. Kickoff at the convention, it's going to be a great time. I know I'm excited to see our team play. I know I've been watching all these sims on my own time, but to see the actual game happen, nobody in this league knows what's going to happen until we actually see some results. And then at that point, we can start really game planning. And that's where the strategy is going to come back in once teams have this film that they can somewhat use to scout and just come up with the game plan next time. And I get with what Eddie's saying with the scouting and with all these different playbooks that you can put in, but there's still just so much. It all comes down to numbers for me. And I truly see what you're saying, where you could be running all game long and then put a pass playbook in, and it's a totally different game. I get where you're coming with the scouting, and it's going to make it tough. There's going to be ways around it. I think the situation mode, you can essentially kind of choose whichever play you want to see. If you want to go against a zone and see how you're going to beat that play or a certain formation, it's just, there's so much that can be done in the game planning aspect that we're going to see some crazy playbooks. We're going to see some crazy things happen. And I've already seen things in probably the 20 to 30 sims I've run myself that I've never seen in my, 2 or 3 years here in the APF era. There's an interception being returned for a touchdown, fumble on the 1 yard line, other team returns into the end zone. It's just, there's some crazy things that are going to happen, and it's just going to be awesome to see it all pan out over a season's length. And I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point, but I try to see everyone's points with it and see everyone's point of views and their own opinions on the game. I think it's going to be a great thing in my own personal opinion, and I would hate to see the game cause someone such as yourself or anyone else in the league to possibly leave the league, because just from in my short time here, Eddie, you're one of the guys I look up to and has helped me kind of get to the position I'm at with maybe not even realizing. So I would just hate to see this game force people out of the league. And just as we mentioned earlier, it's a whole community aspect, and just that to me, that's always going to trump what game we're on.
Indeed. KJ, do you have to go?
No, I'm okay at the moment.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Eddie.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
Falling asleep over there?
No, I'm multitasking.
Okay. Just wanted to know, was there anything new coming down the pipeline for Arizona for the season 21?
I'm excited about some of the people we're bringing in. Can't wait to get them in the locker room. We lost Cliff, our kicker, who was our social media guy, and waiting to take his place as someone I'm excited about having. To see what he can do with it. I've seen, some of his stuff, and I'm pretty excited about how he's going to contribute to the team in more ways than one. I'm excited about, first of all, TRoy talks about, he wants the season start tomorrow. Me personally, no, man. We just played the championship game. As soon as I submitted that playbook, I literally unplugged my Xbox and just exhaled and said, okay, I'm done with it for a while. And thinking, normally I would have some time off to myself and to just decompress, but I don't have that time because, it's stadium build, uniforms, playbooks, I'm trying to get some help in that regard, but so far I've kind of fell short in a key area, but hopefully soon I will have that locked down. Stay tuned for that. But if that pans out, I'm looking forward to that aspect of Arizona. The people we have coming in aren't the most talkative people, but they contribute off the field, which means just as much to me as anything. And I'm really looking forward to that. Although there is one we're bringing in who kind of talks a lot, actually. But, I'm looking forward to the season, and there's a few people on the team who keep my spirits high, no matter, they keep me here, no matter if Arizona's performing here, or here. And I like that. I'm grateful for Diggs, our new GM. He's always thinking positive no matter what. And sometimes he even, whether he knows it or not, reminds me to stay even keel when we're interviewing people or the game. You know, he is mature beyond his years. And sometimes he can talk me to death, but I really appreciate having him on the team because he's been a great asset for us. So Diggs, if you see this, bro, I just want to let you know I appreciate everything you do for me and Arizona. And believe it or not, I am excited. I shouldn't say excited, but I am. The game switch has me. I've never been an offensive guy, but the various plays that can be put in the book kind of piqued my interest a bit. On paper, they look kind of stale, but then when you actually run them, you're like, oh, okay, that could be pretty effective versus, certain defensive looks. So kind of looking forward to how that plays out. But Cam didn't do us any favors. I hate playing against a division opponent week 1, and we got San Diego week 1. So I'd rather play anybody rather than a division opponent week 1, but we got San Diego week 1, so that should be interesting. And, other than that, it's been pretty low key. I'll share some sims with the locker room and, we just see how it goes.
Okay. It's going to be a good season. Season of learning, season of just, basically figuring out who you are and what you will put up with and what you won't. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything shakes out for everybody. Last question, and I'm going to let you guys go. If people came with a warning tag, what would yours be? Now, mine would be handled with care. Now, when I think about it, what would your warning label be?
I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Okay.
Wears his heart on his sleeve and says it with his chest, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warning. Caution. Gentlemen, come on. No, TRoy.
That's my warning label. Oh, you lucky. You didn't hear it. It was da da da. That's my
You
warning
tried
label.
it, buddy.
It's a sound bite.
It literally has to be. It has to be words.
It has to be words.
It has to be words. Come on, guys. All the warning labels y'all have seen in your entire life. Y'all can't think of one that would fit your personality.
I don't think KJ has a warning label. He's even keel.
No, you don't know KJ. Okay.
I don't think Pauly has
the color red.
I don't think Pauly has a warning label.
What's the color red usually associated with?
Stop. Danger. Warning.
Danger. That's I'm looking them up right now, man. I don't even know right now.
Well, for TRoy, it's stop, no, and don't. But for me, it's no, don't, stop.
Stop, no, and don't. No,
stop it. God.
See, it's all about perspective.
See, I like
somebody else. It might
Eddie.
Be stop, no, and don't. For me, it's no, don't, stop.
And KJ had to unmute himself as soon as he heard Eddie said that. I don't know enough about that, Eddie. I'm sorry. I can't comment on that. Anyway, I think I'm a person who, my warning label is my mind changes when the wind blows. That's a lyric.
That's a warning label?
That's
my
lyric.
God, bro.
Mind changes every time the wind blows.
He can have that. He can have it. Stop it. KJ?
Yeah, I don't think I have one.
See?
I don't think I have one, guys. I'm sorry.
See, Ashley knows we.
Pauly don't have one either. Pauly
I got one.
Cam can tell Pauly we going to Tecmo Bowl next season. He gonna say, "Great idea, Cam."
Dude, I
can't wait for that.
No, it's actually a league that's Tecmo Bowl, by the way.
Him and Frank had the same answer. Great idea, Cam. Man, that's awesome, bro. Tecmo Bowl he become, y'all. Let's do it.
No, so for someone like me, so I've been trying to understand APF the moment I joined, and for whatever reason, I was never able to get the rosters into the mod that I have. So as far as for someone like me, who there's been 20 seasons of APF, all these winners, you got Baltimore, as Arizona, the last few seasons you guys have turned it on, all these great teams that have all this experience in APF. For someone like me, I don't want to dive into APF when I'm already way down here and everyone's through the roof with their potential. So for someone like me with this new game, that's why I'm so excited, because it gives someone like myself the opportunity and the chance to figure it out at somewhat of a level playing field. Sure, you have those people who have been in the game a little bit longer, but the skill gap difference in this new game is so much smaller going into a new era as to me jumping into APF compared to that skill gap that's already there. So that's why I've been so excited. As far as
level playing field, define that.
So it's the unknown that not just myself, not just you, not just anyone in this call is facing. It's that the whole league, there is an unknown that we are walking into, and that's where I'm kind of basing that level playing field, is that we're all going into the same unknown collectively. So it's not just one person that's dealing with it, it's everyone in the league. We're all dealing with the same salary cap. We're all trying to build our players to retain as much value as we can, but also help us moving forward winning games. So just the unknown of it all is, my opinion, where that smaller skill gap's going to come from. And I'm just excited to see what happens week 1, week 2, and season 22, season 23. I'm excited for it all.
For those that needed some help, warning, stupid people annoy me. Warning, brutally honest.
I just realized I didn't even give mine, because Eddie was talking about that, and I went off on a little rant. But
okay,
if we're going to my warning label, caution, enter at your own risk. Next season is going to be my first.
You have yet to display a warning label that says "enter at your own risk" since you've been here. I'm
walking in to the unknown. There's been
I got you.
Yeah. It's essentially I'm entering at my own risk into the ownership group. I have not been a part of it. I've been here for 4.5, 5 seasons, so I'm entering the unknown and entering at my own risk, and I'm ready to step up to the plate and do whatever I can do in any aspects with this team to help take us to the next step, and hopefully one day win an SFL championship for the city of Seattle.
Okay, I like that one. So everybody gave me one. Eddie gave me one. TRoy gave me something.
Ramos didn't give you one. Ramos didn't give you anything.
Let's see. Ash don't like what's what Ramos said. What you say? I give you one after. He gonna
give you a generic answer too. Watch, here it comes. That's it.
I don't know, man. Hashtag I don't speak English.
No.
Oh my god.
That way nobody talks to me.
There you go. Like, what language do you speak? I'll find someone that can speak that language for you.
See, Ramos, I'll bring up something that I brought up back when me, you, and I believe someone else was on Ashley's podcast back when it was just voice only. You remember the time that we were supposed to have, I mentioned that if I get a team, I'm going to name them Cincinnati Harambe's.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to bring back the Gorillas if we do that? Maybe next season, the All-Star game, the All-Star teams, it'll be your Gorillas and my Harambe's. Because it was the 7-year anniversary of his death of yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And I
Maybe
live
Eddie
in
can coach that
Cincinnati,
team.
Ohio. Huh?
Maybe Eddie can coach that team in 2K4.
Which team though? Yours or mine? If he coach mine, that'll work.
Maybe.
Because I still learning that, so I can't coach like 100%.
He's liking the
I'm still
offense.
learning. Shoot, his defense was scary too.
Not
defense
last
is
season.
scary.
Last season,
Hey,
my defense was mediocre.
I'll let you think that. Ashley, I guess if you want a true rolling label, for me, watch out. He's blunt as heck.
No, he's
okay.
not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I just don't show it to you. There's a good like Facebook post one of my friends posted. There's 3 versions of it, of you or me. The work me, the public me, and the at home me.
So I see the work you.
You are seeing the work me, yes. Or the public me. Actually, to be more honest with you, this is the public me. The work me, y'all haven't seen that because I'm way too
Is the
nice.
convention at the hotel where I met you at?
No.
Okay, thank God, because the parking over there is brutal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's going to be across the bridge
Okay.
in Embassy Suites.
Okay.
It's very good location.
Yeah.
Well, I like all of them. And since KJ couldn't give me one, either you're going to pick one of these or you don't get one. So,
Dang, she's demanding now.
what is actually knowing this about you, this might not be true because there is one component to this that is not true. I run on sarcasm, caffeine, and inappropriate thoughts. Now, I do know that one of those is not true.
There's more than one of those that's not true. I've never been known for my inappropriate thoughts, and I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
Lucky you.
Coffee is disgusting.
No,
Right?
Starbucks coffee is amazing. The cold,
Or-
ice cold.
I'm allergic to allergic to bullshit.
I actually like that too.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's just about everybody on this call, isn't it? I don't think you can make it to the position that we're in. I don't think you survive in the position that we're in as the owners of these clubs. If you were somebody who was high on entertaining the manure, right? And so, all right, if we got to give me one, I'll take that one.
Okay. I like how you said that. Not dealing with the manure. I know you, KJ. Trust me, I know you. This
Stop
is
trying to
professional.
expose him.
This is public. Here I know your home stuff too. So.
Oh yeah, I already told you. You know the homie. Some other people know the homie. This is the public me. Nobody here knows the work me yet, which is way more PC than I have been so far.
I've seen the work you before I met you.
Yes, you have actually. So yeah, Eddie, 100%. Yeah, that's right.
He was very mean.
I was mean.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about some stuff that happened in season 15. We ain't gonna rehash those now, but
Yeah. But gentlemen, this was great. Thank you for allowing me to catch up with you. Y'all sharing your thoughts about this, about things that's going on in your lives and all of that good stuff. And having some fun along the way. I'm getting ready to let you go, but before I do, anybody got questions for me or anything like that?
are you shocked that my camera's actually working this time?
I am.
Yes.
This is this old laptop. It's not the new one that I'm using. I was shocked.
I'm really happy to see it. What I'm not happy about is the haircut that you got.
See, she's trying. I'm not exposing the origin story of the haircut. Yeah, we're not doing that. But
You don't have to.
I'm not going to. But I need to get my haircut. It is hot here in Cincinnati. I also work at a hotel, and I don't think they would like for my fro to be as big as it was.
You doing your job? Does your fro? Never mind. That's a whole nother. That's gonna be for my new show. I'm gonna stonna have to come up with some new show topics because That one right there, that gets me.
Yeah, I'm doing my job, but still, I gotta look professional, even though I'm super gray and scruffy going on right now. But
old, all of you are old.
yes,
Every last one of you are old.
well, I'm not speaking for
Ramos
everybody else.
just
I'm
turned
speaking
19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ramos just turned like 19
So
2 days ago.
he regressed in age. He was 21 at the start of the show. Now he's 19.
I think he's 22. I think. What are you, 22?
No,
Not for real?
Yeah, I think he's 22.
No, I'm 25.
20. Oh, dang, for real? Damn.
Yeah.
Getting up there.
Getting up there, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out. Really appreciate it. And I'll see y'all sometime soon. You know, we have probably gonna have some other panels coming up, you know, especially with the drafts, rookie drafts and all of this coming up. So you're definitely invited to come back whenever you want to. But I'll see y'all soon.
Coming back.
Awesome. I'm not coming back.
And he said that he's not coming back.
This is my last appearance on your show.
Okay. maybe I could actually end it at a decent time then.
Then there's two people that should not be on this show, Eddie and myself.
No, I realize that this is conversationalist. You know, all of you all have proven to be conversationalists, which is why this is probably going to be about 2 hours. Not only asked y'all about maybe 5 questions, but it's all good. I was prepared for this. So.
So she says.
Y'all have a good night, though.
It was good. All right. Thanks again, Ashley. Appreciate you guys, man.
Anytime.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Yeah.
Since when have you ever made a graphic or an overlay or even offered to do that for me?
In the history.
You said offered?
In the history of me being here.
You said I've never offered to help you with your show live?
I'm talking about making an overlay. When have you ever made an overlay?
You never asked for an overlay, but as far as you going live, I've offered to help you several times with that.
And this is live, folks.
Several. Matter of fact, let me go live on Streets of Talking and say with your chest so everybody can hear this live and direct. I just hit the record button. Go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah, I was saying that this is some BS. How you trying to sit here and trying to tell me?
How many times have I offered to help you go with your show go live?
I mean,
I can't count how many times I've said, Ashley, you're better off going live. I will help you.
Talking is what you're doing. Helping is not what you're not doing. Anybody can tell me anything.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. Shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
You have never said that you wanted to. Let me. Okay.
This is a good show right now. What you think,
Right?
guys?
and you're my teammate. You trying to tell me I've never offered to help you?
I didn't say that you never offered to help me go live. What I am saying is that
That's
you
what I'm
never offered
referring to.
make that's not what we're talking about. You changed the subject. I'm smart. I saw that.
Oh.
So we're talking about.
I need this.
You've never
to
said
deflect
anything.
off the depression that I'm in right now from TRoy cheating me out of a second championship. So
Hey, after all the times you sent me to the shower room, I finally get the chance to score a touchdown on you. You gotta let me have this moment now.
I have no qualms with you, TJ. It's a couple of your teammates I have qualms with, but that's another story for another day.
Okay.
Well, I will say that Pauly Truth and Christian have actually pitched in and helped the show.
Oh, this is still going.
Like,
Oh,
they pitched in.
you went live. Remember that day you went live once? And who was your producer when you went live that one show?
You did you see that show though? Did you see that
What's
one
wrong
show?
with it?
Oh, now she
What was
questions
wrong
the
with the
quality of the show.
My face looked like this.
Okay, first of all, that was your bad internet, not mine. My internet is fine over here.
Every time I have Ramos on, we can have a really nice conversation and it flows,
First of all,
that's why my camera's
you
working.
can't mention Ramos with anything with professionalism because half the time you're talking to him, you got to remember the guy just turned like 21 2 days ago, and he's smoking cigarettes like he's a 40-year-old veteran. He's already removed like 15 years off of his life.
Exactly. Also, I'm enjoying this.
And he's an athlete, and Ramos is a former athlete, by the way. So you would think he would know better, but he be out there. He didn't came on my show like 10 times, smoking cigarettes long as my computer screen, and I'm like, Ramos,
That is correct.
You're like 21, and at this rate, you're gonna live to be about 40 with those cigarettes.
Oh gosh. Oh my God. Okay.
But I digress. Go ahead. It's your show.
You sure?
He sips some tea.
Love it.
All right. So we're getting ready to get started. Good stuff here.
Now we are.
And meanwhile, Pauly Truth over there trying to look innocent
Oh my
when he wasn't. All he does is sit there and talk about the Nemisphere, and he got a stadium that looks like a spaceship from 2050. And I'm like, I'm waiting on the stadium to take off and lift up out into the Nemisphere.
Hey, it might happen this season. Never know.
But I digress. It's your show. Go ahead.
Digressing.
And then you got hold on. And while I'm at it, you got KJ over there. Season 1, he come out there with a hand as big as my 27-inch TV screen. You know what? We gotta change this up. This don't look right. So he went and got his act together, got some people to help him, and he drastically improved the product. So congrats to KJ for realizing the error of his ways.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie.
And fixing it, and all is well again in Canton. Except for that recent hire, but we're not gonna talk about that. Let's go.
I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Hey, but I can't talk, KJ, because I got as many championships as you do. I got 0, so I can't talk.
Fair. That's fair, man.
But I blame TRoy for cheating over there with that darn penalty in overtime. It was the right call, but it was just a terrible call at the wrong time. It was the right call. It was the right call.
I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Oh, come on, bro. It's too soon for that, man. Too soon.
Okay. So now that y'all got that out, you know.
I'm good now. Let's go.
You sure?
It's your show. Take over.
I digress. No.
You know what's coming. Anyway, so guys, we're going to discuss just what you thought your season, how you thought your season ended. Was it what you were expecting? Was it something that you think that you could have done a little bit better?
Horrible.
And what is your plans for next season, this season 21? I am going to ask if you do have the game to share a little bit about your experience as you're getting into it, as you're starting to understand like this is what it is right now, and trying to implement the possible changes that are needed to be a part of it. So it's going to be a good show. I really appreciate all y'all for being here again. I'm sorry I'm late. And
late as hell. I was dozing off. Got a crook in my neck, sleeping in front of my computer, waiting on that invite. But go ahead.
Pauly and Joey, and Christian, they have been really, really good.
That's funny because Christian was talking about you while you was away, but go ahead and keep.
I was defending.
Go ahead and keep giving him praise while he was talking about you behind your back.
Christian.
He defended you. I was the one who was talking about
you.
Okay, just making sure. Anyway, let's get started.
If you want to, but go ahead.
I did hear you say something about they act like you're very offended when she asked you something like that. But anyway, I digress.
But I digress. Yes, right.
Now it's her turn.
3, 2, and 1.